And action. You see, this is what I gotta deal with. Yeah, she's just gonna mosey on through the upload. Oh, now the camera's gonna shake because she's on the table. Yeah, I am checking to make sure the cat's not gonna jump in the middle of this upload. She might, you never know. Guys, welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day as always. I do apologize for the lack of uploads, but Rachel and I have been like absolutely crazy busy. Having said that, if you guys are new, my name is Jeff, and this is where I share my random passions with you guys. If you know me personally, I am pretty random, yet I'm very calculated with my finances, hence the name of the channel. I have a passion for watches. I have a small Rolex collection if you'd like to check it out. I have a passion for cars. We recently purchased a 2020 Ford Shelby GT 500 with a handling package, and that car is going to stay on the channel. I know, if you've been following this channel, I go through cars pretty fast. Having said that, this car is very special. It's staying on the channel, so if you'd like to check it out, feel free. My wife just picked up a Ram 1500 Laramie Night Edition, all blacked out, absolutely gorgeous. We'll have a review on that down the road. But today, we're going to be talking about the CZ Shadow 2 Compact and why I purchased this firearm. And as usual, all firearms are cleared. And per YouTube's guidance, I have to disclose I have no affiliation with any of the brands as far as my firearms. I'm not receiving any kind of financial gain or kickback whatsoever. I own all my firearms, and I purchased them as well, along with the ammo. So, guys, having said all that, feel free to dive to the channel if you'd like to check out everything else on the channel, and let's get into this upload. I'm very excited. I really want to get your opinion on this CZ Shadow 2 Compact. Let's get into it. And action. You see, this is what I got to deal with. Yeah, she's just gonna mosey on through the upload. Oh, now the camera's gonna shake because she's on the table. And action, take two. I believe she's gone. No guarantees that she's not going to come back. If you're a cat owner, you know they rule the entire house, so they can do whatever they want. Having said that, I want to show you guys the size difference between the CZ Shadow 2 Compact and the CZ Tactical Sport 2 in green. The case sizes. I don't get it, but I just wanted to show you. So let's just open this really quick. We'll do a full review in a minute, but if you guys can remedy this for me, I don't get it, right? Here we are with the Shadow 2 Compact, and then when you spend the money on the Tactical Sport 2 green, look at this. I mean, you could fit this whole case in here. I just don't get it. But anyway, I just want to show you guys that for a comparison. So let's dive into this unboxing of the CZ Shadow 2 Compact, and let's see what it's all about. This is a hard case, and it looks like it has one option for a lock. So I don't know if this is TSA approved or not. So if you're thinking about using this for travel, I would highly recommend you look on the TSA website and see if this is approved or not. It does have the CZ logo engraved, and I do prefer hard cases. Now, the reality is, it doesn't matter to me if it's a hard case or a soft case. When I'm traveling to the range, I have a lot of different firearms that I'm bringing with me. Hence, this case over here. Now, you can get these in all kinds of different brands, whether it's a Pelican case or what have you. But this is just an example of what I use when I'm traveling with all my pistols to the range. So these are just a few of them. We will be doing a review on this soon. This is the M18X from SIG. I can't wait to shoot this. Haven't shot it yet. And we have some other random pistols in here as well. 1970s gas gun revolver. Yeah. And of course, all these firearms are cleared. I mean, yeah, there's a history behind this. But anyway, this is just an example of the case that I would use if you're going to travel a lot of different firearms to the range. So it may not be that big of a deal to you if you are going to be traveling with one pistol you probably just want to use this one. So going back to the hard case, nowadays you might get a piece of cardboard. Even if you spend $2,000 on a firearm, that's, it's quite possible you might get that. But again, for me, it really doesn't matter. So let's take a look inside. I do love it when they have foam cutouts in cases. I don't know why. It just looks a lot better and makes me feel like, okay, they put a little extra into it when you are purchasing a firearm. So in standard form, you have your lock. I do like it when they have it in a bag. I don't really use these too much unless I'm locking up maybe a rifle bag or something like that. So I just store these away. I have so many of these, it's unbelievable. But I do like it better when they have a bag. And of course, they have instructions. If that's something you want to read. I always highly recommend you read instructions. This is going to come with 2 steel mags. And it's nice to know that they have the CZ engraved as well. Always appreciate it when they give you more than 1 mag. And of course, second mag is in the firearm. You're going to have an Allen wrench that it comes with. Now this is going to be personal preference, of course, and we'll dive into this a little bit later. But if you're thinking about putting some type of armor or sight on here, that is what the Allen wrench is for. Me personally, I don't think I'm going to put one on this, but that could change. So I do have many different firearms. Some have red dots. Obviously, the M18X comes with a red dot. My Glock 45 MOS at the time, that also had a red dot. That was an armor. So I trained with both. I really do believe you should learn how to shoot with irons first as the fundamentals. And look at this. I do appreciate a good manual. I really do. The verbiage is very well typed. I mean, just the brochure alone. Look at the SOP. I love this. I love it when they have a complete breakdown. Obviously, this is in multiple languages, which is, that's something that's going to be, it's going to define, depending on what language you speak, it's going to be very helpful. But nothing like having a top-down breakdown to see exactly what your firearm does and doesn't have. If you're new to firearms, I highly recommend you read these. You can see all your components labeled by reference numbers, 37, 39, so on and so on. And you can better understand what your firearm is and how to clean it, and obviously safety measures as well. I mean, that is very detailed. Kudos to them. I really do appreciate a good breakdown on a firearm. That's awesome. Especially takedowns, right? So when you're taking down a firearm to clean them, every firearm is different. It's going to be drastically, well, not drastically, but it's going to be very different taking this down and cleaning it compared to a Glock 45 MOS. So that is something we can dive into in a later upload. But looking back at the CZ Shadow 2 compact, look at this thing. Absolutely beautiful. So let's take a closer look at this pistol, and let's see what this is all about. See if you guys have any questions. Starting off, this is going to be a double single action. So what does that mean? That means your first pull is going to be heavy. If I had to guess, this is probably going to be right around 8 pounds or so. And that's your first pull, right? So once your firearm is engaged, it'll go to your second pull, which is your second stage. And then going forward, this is going to be your single action. Very little wall. Look at this. Right when you hit that, that's your wall. Crisp. It's so hard to put on camera how good this trigger is. Absolutely no grit whatsoever. And if I had to guess, the trigger pull on this is probably about 3 pounds, maybe 2.5. But that's it. That's all you have after that first pull, and you get into a single action before you hit that wall. Absolutely amazing. Now, you can cock this back one setting. You're going to have 2 settings. This is your first, and that's your second, right? So this is important. So if you're deciding to conceal carry this weapon, if you have this in its first stage, before you pull the trigger, obviously, if you have this in the first stage for double action, safety will not go on, right? And I believe the reason why they did that is because the trigger pull is so heavy. So if it's right around 8 to 10 pounds, and you got this in a holster, the only thing I can think of is if this hammer gets hit. Now, a lot of people are saying that the CZ Shadow 2 compact is not safe to carry because they're worrying about the hammer or anything inside of here hitting the firing pin and making the firearm go off. Now, all the research that I've done and everything that I've seen on this firearm so far, I haven't seen that happen. Not saying it can happen, but I haven't seen it happen. So we're going to put roughly 1,000 rounds to this, like I do all my firearms, before we decide to carry it. But with this being a double single, what I really do appreciate that first setting right there. And the reason why it's so important, because now you have a heavier pull on the trigger. It might be slightly lighter with the first position on the hammer. You can also put it in safety, and it stops the hammer from hitting the firing pin if you were to drop this. And the likelihood of something getting in there, to me, is pretty slim. Not that it can't happen, but it's slimmer, right? Now, this is going to require, just like anything else, a lot of training. So I highly recommend, if you're going to put any firearm in safety or any way you want to carry it, you train. So obviously, when you're pulling out a holster, you're going to have to, first thing you have to do is take it off safety immediately, right? You're going to have to train for that. So that is up to you how you want to do that. I personally will be carrying it, well, I'm going to try it two ways. I'll try it with the safety. Of course, this is after I shoot roughly 1,000 rounds first. I'll try it with the first position in safety, and then I'll try it without it, and it'll be fully in double action like this. So looking at the specs on this, you're looking at roughly 30 ounces. So most Glocks, depending on what you get, they're right around 22, 24. So this is going to be slightly heavier, but I do appreciate the size of this. So if you're looking at a typical CZ Shadow 2, it's going to be a lot heavier. Obviously, it's a bigger gun. So 30 ounces for me is not bad at all. I've carried heavier. It's all personal preference. It's all what you're used to. So I'm excited to carry this. I do carry the Dan Wesson WX Compact. That is a single action, about the same weight. Barrel length's about the same, except for you don't have this option, right? I like having this option with a heavier trigger pull. I train with both. Having said that, barrel length is going to be 4 inches, very similar to a Glock 19 length. You're going to have Picatinny for a light. A light is, something that people debate on all day long. I prefer not to debate it on this channel, but I will be carrying a light. So if you guys got any recommendations as far as a light on this pistol, let me know. I do also train with a primary light, so I don't use this as my primary, and I wouldn't if I was in a situation and I needed just to light up a room. So I carry both, a light on my pistol and I carry a primary as well. Moving over to the serrations, in typical fashion with the CZs, the serrations are pretty good. They're not overly aggressive, but if you decide to do a press check, they work pretty well. Now, again, another debatable subject, right? Some people prefer not to do press checks. That's not something that I'm going to debate here, but obviously I don't mind doing them. So front serrations are pretty good, just enough bite on it, at least for me, and the same with the rear as well. The fiber optic front sight, I love the fiber optic front sights on the CZs. Absolutely love these. Interchangeable, they're not hard to change them out, so if you prefer to have green, that's up to you. You're going to have a little screw right there to take out your front sight, which I really do appreciate. That is nice to have. And of course, we've already discussed, it has a cutout for an RMR if you choose to put one on here. Personal preference if you choose to do that. I can't say it enough. I've said it 1,000 times on my uploads. I prefer to train with iron sights first and then work my way up to red dots if I choose to use them. So that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, but I would learn how to shoot with irons before you decide to do that. You'll have serrations across the whole top assembly. This is to mitigate glare. rear sight is going to be blacked out, which I really do appreciate as well. Again, that is going to be serrated as well to mitigate glare as well. So it really helps, at least with my eyes. Everybody's eyes are different. When the rear sight is blacked out, to pick up that front sight. Man, it's nice. Picks up very well. The overall package of this gun, I think the MSRP is right around $1,300. You can definitely find them for a little bit cheaper. They are getting easier to find. When they first came out, roughly, I don't know, a year or so ago, they were getting harder to find. And people were charging all kinds of things. So you should be able to get them at MSRP or less by now. I've had have the CZ Tactical Sport 2 Green, the Dan Wesson WX Compact, and the CZ Shadow 2 Orange. All those I had in my collection. Some I still do, and which leads me to this, right? I've never had a problem with a CZ product. They shoot absolutely phenomenal. And from what I understand, this shoots very, very similar to the Shadow 2. So, competition pistol in a compact package. Whew, I love it. So far, guys, so far. So we're going to see what that's all about. This is going to be a aluminum alloy a body, so this is not going to be like your typical Glock style pistol. So it is something to think about, like we said before, roughly 30 pounds. Mags for this, you should be able to get mags pretty easy for this firearm as well. And for anybody that likes to put their finger over the front like this when they're shooting, it has serrations for that as well. Personal preference, that's not the way I choose to shoot, but everybody's different. And looking further into it, it's going to be something that it's going to have a lot of competition. So the CZ or the Dan Wesson WX Compact originally didn't come out with a light option for the Picatinny. Now it does, and a lot of people, that was a turnoff. Now I don't know if the CZ Dan Wesson WX Compact now comes with an RMR. It might. So my point I'm trying to make is that is going to be one of the direct competitors, and we can do a comparison side by side if you guys are interested between those two, and I'll give you my thoughts. But right now, this is what I'm looking at. This is just a first impressions review of the firearm so far, and we'll see what happens. I will give a full review, complete breakdown, and how it shoots at the range, hopefully sometime soon. And once we get 1,000 rounds to it, we will start to carry. So it reminds me, I need some thoughts on holsters for this as well. It'd be inside the waistband, preferably not appendix carry. So inside the waistband, probably about a 4 o'clock carry with a slight cant is what I'm looking at. So guys, and there's your takedown as far as the front. This is pretty typical. And if you know anything about CZs as well, I forgot to bring this up, but the low bore axis, look at that. I love how the barrel sits nice and flat and low within the lower assembly. That is just amazing to me. So if you never shot one of these, they do shoot very flat. Not a lot of recoil, and again, most 9mm, just really not. But look at that. I love that. And I believe this is a captured guide rod as well. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, low bore axis, shoots very flat. I've never had a CZ that didn't shoot absolutely amazing. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for checking out this review. Stay tuned for the full review. Have a great day. Like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I do greatly appreciate it. And have a great day.